Welcome to this tapping session on tapping through chronic negative thinking. You are in the right place. If you have monkey mind going on, if you have self-judgment going on, if you have thoughts that are just racing, telling you, all sorts of maybe not the nicest things about yourself or your life, this is a place where we are going to work through some of that today. I have struggled with negative thinking for a large part of my life. So I understand this issue on a very deep level. And I am really grateful that you're here and that we're going to tap together through some of these negative thoughts. So the thing about negative thinking is that it's a process to start to moving in a different direction. So I always like to think of negative thinking like, you don't just go from negative thinking to like, life is peachy and unicorns and rainbows and ice cream and things like that. It's more of a slowing down process before we start to move in the other direction. So if you think of a wheel spinning really fast in one direction, the goal is not to immediately get the wheel to start spinning in the other direction. The goal is to first slow down the wheel, right? We want to go from this to this to this. And then when we're here, it's like, oh, we have more awareness about what's going on. And now we can start shifting those thoughts little by little to get our mind to move in the other direction. And again, that's not going to start fast. It's going to start slowly and consistently and consciously over time. And as we continue to show up and continue to practice that, the new beliefs, the new behaviors, then that new spinning cycle is going to get faster and faster. And that's what's going to start to feel more normal and more familiar over time. So tapping really helps with this. So let's tap together. So put your feet on the floor, take a nice big deep breath. And just tune into your body, tune into your energy, tune into your thoughts, what's going on right now. And just notice this isn't a time for judgment. And if you're judging, don't judge the judging, right? Just let yourself judge if you're judging and be like, all right, well, I can't stop the judging, but I can notice the judging and just be in the space of noticing rather than judging the judging. Our minds get so crazy, right? My mind goes in so many crazy directions. But again, the good news is that it is possible to shift negative thinking, and I am proof of that. So, all right, let's take a sip of water. Always good to stay hydrated when we're tapping, helps the energy move. And let's start on the karate chop point. Even though there's all this negative thinking, all these thoughts, all this self-judgment, and it's keeping me from feeling calm and peaceful in my mind and body. And it's keeping me from feeling good about myself and my life and my life choices. And it's keeping me from moving forward in the way that I really want to. And there's a big part of me that doesn't want to let this negative thinking go. Maybe because it's too much, it's too loud, and I don't know how. And maybe because this negative thinking is a pattern that I just always seem to run. It's what feels most familiar. I don't know who I would be if I wasn't thinking negatively. And I really want to get to the bottom of this. And I want to love, honor, and acknowledge all of my parts. especially the ones stuck in this spiral of chronic negative thinking. And don't know how to get out. I want to send some extra love to those parts. I want to thank them for showing up today and trying to keep me safe in the only way that they know how. Okay, shake out your hands, take a deep breath. All this negative thinking, all these voices, all this self-judgment, all this self-criticism, all these thoughts, all this negativity. So many thoughts. So much self-flagellation. I'll never get it right. I'll never get it done. I've made all the wrong choices. I don't know what to do next. What have I done with my life? What does everyone else think about my life? Why is this so hard? I just want this negative thought spiral to calm down. It's all so much. This old familiar pattern of negative thought spiraling. I wonder what's on the other side of this negative thought spiral. Like, who would I be? Or what would I be doing or thinking if this just wasn't a thing for me anymore? I don't know, and I'm not going to find out. This negative thought spiral is my identity. And I'm hanging on for dear life. Even though it makes me feel like shit. This is the shit I know, after all. If I let it go, maybe it would just be different shit. Feels safer to hang on to it. I wonder if this pattern could be protecting me. I wonder who I am on the other side of this pattern. I wonder what it would be like to have a calm, clear mind. I wonder what kinds of things I would be doing. I wonder what I would be focusing on. It feels so unknown and scary. Wherever and whenever I learned all this negative thinking, wherever I learned that part of me needed it, I choose to let it go now. I choose to tap into a different story. I choose to tap into compassion for myself. I tap into compassion for these negative thoughts, for these self judgments, for all of this crazy thinking. Wherever and whenever it originated as a pattern, I choose to send love to that experience, that point in time, that version of myself that decided that that's what she needed in that moment. What she really needs is love. What she really needs is understanding. What she really needs is compassionate witnessing. I'm tapping into love and understanding for these parts of me that are spiraling. I'm just sending love and understanding to the parts of me that are stuck in negative thinking. I'm sending love and understanding to the parts of me that created this pattern. I'm sending love and understanding to the part of me that thinks that this pattern is keeping me safe in some way. It's safe to accept this love, this understanding, this compassion from myself now. There's another way. And I'm tapping into it right now. It's okay if I have negative thoughts. Tapping into it's safe to slow down. It's safe to honor where I am right now and what I'm thinking. To just be with and witness what's going on, rather than berating myself and telling myself I'm a bad person for negative thinking. I'm not a bad person for negative thinking. I'm just a person having human thoughts and a human experience. I choose to cut myself some slack today. It's safe to feel safe in my body. It's safe to send compassion to myself. It's safe to send love to this experience that I'm having. And to gently let go of the parts that are judging the experience or resisting it. I'm allowed to be human. And these chronic negative thoughts are not who I am. They're just an experience that I'm having. And I choose to send them love, compassion, understanding, and kindness in every cell of my body right now. Okay, shake out your hands, take a deep breath. Tune back into your energy. Notice if anything has shifted or changed. I didn't get too specific in what the negative thinking is, besides a little bit of self-judgment and self-criticism, which usually comes up with negative thinking, right? So if there's something more specific that's coming up for you, you can go back and tap again with that specific issue in mind. And again, like negative thinking, it's not something that we need to resist. It's something that simply needs witnessing, compassion, and love. It's not a bad thing to have a negative thought, despite what a lot of people and self-help gurus might tell you. It just makes you human. And the more we can bring compassion and understanding to the negative thinking that we have or that we're having, the faster that energy is actually going to move through us and kind of not going to stand a chance against us. Because the negative thinking is filled with shame a lot of the time. It's filled with secrecy and judgment and silence, all things that shame loves, right? So that chronic negative thinking loves that. It loves that silence, that secrecy, that judgment, that shame, and it thrives on that. So the moment that we can tap into compassion and love and speaking some of that negative thinking out loud, especially while we're tapping, the more it just naturally starts to lose its grip on us internally and energetically. It's kind of like magic, but it's the only thing that I have found that actually works. It's bringing compassion, love, and understanding, compassionate witnessing to the negative thinking. And then over time, you'll notice as you continue to practice that the negative thinking starts to dissolve. The volume starts to go down, or you start to have awareness around it a little bit faster than you used to. And you can say, oh, I'm having that negative thought again. Here it comes. I have the choice. I can either spiral or I can go and tap with this video again, or I can sit and breathe for 3 minutes. I can set a timer, sit and breathe for 3 minutes and just offer loving compassion to the thoughts that are coming up. Thank you so much for tapping with me today. I hope this tapping session was helpful. And be sure to like this video and come back and subscribe to my channel so you never miss another tapping video. And I look forward to seeing you again in the next one.